The Subaru Crosstrek is all new this year with engine enhancements, design changes, and improved technologies that make it a more appealing entry-level crossover. There are loads of crossovers on the market these days, but the Crosstrek stands out for its combination of off-road capability, versatility, and affordable starting price. The Crosstrek shows off rugged styling that differentiates it from the rest of the pack, especially with colors like sunshine orange. Rather than the smooth curves typical of crossovers, the Crosstrek is bold with a more sculpted body. It looks ready to go off the beaten path. Many crossovers say they're the perfect vehicle for active lifestyles, but in practice they fall short. The Subaru Crosstrek delivers with an interior that's comfortable and attractive while still being durable enough to handle a little dirt and water. No high-end leathers or fancy suedes adorn this interior. Instead, there are cloth seats with leather trims available on the top end of the range. Seating is attractive and comfortable without being high maintenance. This year's Crosstrek has a longer wheelbase, which makes for a roomier cabin. There is plenty of space in the back seat for 2 adults, and 3 will be just fine on shorter drives. There's also an extra 1.1 inches of legroom to make it even more comfortable for taller folks. As for loading up cargo, 20.8 cubic feet of space are behind the 60/40 split folding rear seats. When the rear seats are folded down, this space increases to up to 55.3 cubic feet, which is 3.4 cubic feet more than the outgoing model. Loading heavy or bulky cargo is easy thanks to a low-load floor, wide rear opening, and tailgate that's easy to pull down with one arm. Adding to the vehicle's utility, 8.7 inches of ground clearance help to manage rugged terrain. The Crosstrek can truly off-road, making short work of loose gravel, sand, and uneven surfaces. It strikes a good balance between smooth, on-road cruising and off-road capability. Active torque vectoring is now a standard feature across the lineup, and there's an available X mode on select trims. These features work to provide better traction and control in rough conditions, whether you're off-roading or simply trying to manage a snow-covered highway on your daily commute. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive is also standard on every Crosstrek, so you can drive with confidence even when road conditions are less than ideal. Although this is a crossover, the Crosstrek drives more like a sedan. Handling is surprisingly agile and responsive, even during high-speed highway driving. Steering is tight, which makes driving the Crosstrek less tiring, especially on longer road trips. Under the hood is a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine that now has direct fuel injection. This gives the Crosstrek 152 horsepower with 145 pound-feet of torque, marking a 4 horsepower increase over the outgoing model. That's not a huge leap, but the extra horsepower does make it a more responsive engine. It's no sports car, but it easily merges into highway traffic and delivers a nice burst of speed for passing other vehicles. A 6-speed manual transmission is standard with the option for a continuously variable automatic, which is standard on the top trim only. Our test car was the top Crosstrek 2.0i Limited with a CVT. These tend to be noisy transmissions, but Subaru did a good job insulating the passenger compartment, so the sound isn't intrusive, even under hard acceleration. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are now standard across the lineup, and there are numerous available safety technologies like the EyeSight system. It adds adaptive cruise control, pre-collision braking, lane departure and sway warning, and lane keep assist. Blind spot detection with rear cross-traffic alert, reverse automatic braking, and high beam assist are also available. The 2018 Subaru Crosstrek takes what was already a solid, off-road capable crossover and makes it an even more attractive package. Pricing is $21,795 for the base Crosstrek 2.0i, $22,595 for the 2.0i Premium, and $26,295 for the top 2.0i Limited.
Subaru is on the march as one of the hottest-selling brands in the automotive industry. Part of its success was the Crosstrek, an entry-level, compact crossover that brought a lot of adventurous outdoor types into showrooms. It wasn't without its faults, but the 2018 edition, based on the all-new Subaru Impreza, addresses almost all of them. It's kind of ridiculous for any automotive journalist to fly to a distant location, test drive a model for 6 hours and talk knowledgeably about how the car has improved. I've never owned a Crosstrek. I've never considered buying one. And I'm not really the target audience. So, I researched the XV Crosstrek forum and I joined the XV Crosstrek owners group on Facebook, and Car Talk shared the questions I asked of the owners on its Facebook page. In general, the owners' comments broke down into 4 categories. The outgoing Crosstrek has a 2.0-liter, normally aspirated 4-cylinder that's good for 148 horsepower, which it has featured since it was introduced in the United States in 2012 as a 2013 model. The general consensus among Crosstrek owners was the engine simply didn't provide enough power. While it offered decent fuel economy at 50 mph, once you cranked it up to legal highway speeds, fuel economy took a major hit. The numbers on the 2018 Crosstrek don't provide a lot of encouragement, with the same 154 horsepower, 145 pound-feet boxer 4 engine as the Impreza. It's an improvement, but it's not dramatic. Regardless of which Crosstrek trim you choose, this is the engine you'll get. You do have a choice of transmissions in the 2.0i and the 2.0i Premium trims, which offer a 6-speed manual or a CVT automatic transmission. Infotainment and Bluetooth connectivity. This might seem like a minor inconvenience, but as every manufacturer leans on technology, poor performance can lead to significant problems in owner satisfaction surveys. Crosstrek owners had problems with connecting to their devices and the sound quality of the hands-free phone operation in the car. On both fronts, the Crosstrek has improved considerably. I paired 3 Apple devices, my iPhone 5 SE, my driving partner's iPhone 4S and an Apple iPad mini, instantly, and the pairing procedure was intuitive and easy to navigate on the touch screen. To test the quality of the Bluetooth microphone, I had my driving partner drive unnumbered secondary roads at more than 50 mph while I made a call from the passenger seat. The voice activation is fair. However, the sound quality on the other end was reportedly clear and easy to understand at speed, even with me doing most of the talking from the passenger seat. The real answer to making the interior quiet is to build a stiff, solid structure. In every measure, the Crosstrek is stiffer, and it results in less noise and vibration inside the cabin. The number of pass-throughs for wires and cables from the passenger cabin to the engine bay were reduced, and the remaining openings were sealed more effectively. If there was a single, vital improvement made to this model, this was it. Even in the 2.0i Premium trim, the quietness of the interior was a dramatic leap forward. The 2.0i Limited featured leather seats with contrasting red stitching. The aesthetic improvement is nice, but the real test is how they feel after a few hours. I had no discomfort, and neither did my driving partner, after several hours on the road. We swapped out of the 2.0i Limited into a 2.0i Premium to not only sample the 6-speed manual, but to spend some time with the cloth seats. In a way, they're more comfortable than the leather seats are, especially in warmer temperatures. The cloth seats seem to be able to dissipate the heat more effectively than the leather seats did.
We loved Subaru's first-generation Crosstrek, and a lot of you did too. However, it wasn't perfect. The dashboard tech in particular left much to be desired. and in the years since its debut, the tall wagon/small SUV segment that Subaru pioneered has become crowded with fresh and hungry competitors. Volkswagen's Golf Alltrack, for example, was a German shot directly over Subaru's bow, borrowing heavily from the Crosstrek's formula. But Sudi fans needn't fear, because the Crosstrek is back and this second-generation model promises to be even better than before. I hit the road in a loaded-up 2018 Crosstrek 2.0i Limited to find out just how much better. The area where the Crosstrek sees the most massive improvement is in the dashboard. Changes range from small upgrades like improved graphics on the color multi-information displays in the instrument cluster display and atop the dash to an all-new Subaru Starlink infotainment system shared with the new 2018 Impreza. The new generation Starlink tech features a standard 6.5-inch display and standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. That's alongside the native app integrations with Pandora, Ava, iHeartRadio, Yelp and SiriusXM. There's even a Magellan smartphone app that can be mirrored on the in-dash display for navigation. At the top limited trim level, Starlink can be upgraded to an 8-inch display, bringing with it onboard navigation powered by TomTom software and maps. The TomTom system is very responsive and accurate in its routing. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the extremely simplistic interface, but it got me everywhere I needed to be. Between the TomTom system, the Magellan app and Google and Apple's respective Maps apps, Crosstrek drivers have 4 navigation options available, half of which are totally free. Aside from the larger screen, I can't see why I'd upgrade to the more expensive navigation system, especially considering how I spent most of my testing hooked into Android Auto. The Crosstrek features an NFC chip embedded in the dashboard that can be used to quickly pair a smartphone to its Bluetooth system. Simply tap a compatible phone to the icon on the dashboard just below the Starlink screen and be instantly connected for hands-free calling and audio streaming. It's a feature most will only use a few times during ownership, but a nice touch. The previous generation Crosstrek already featured Subaru's excellent, and optional, eyesight driver aid system, but the 2018 model adds a new trick to its bag. The new lane keeping assist system uses electric power steering assist to help prevent the Crosstrek from unintentionally drifting out of its lane. Of course, the rest of eyesight's features return this year, including lane departure alert, forward collision alert with auto pre-collision braking, adaptive cruise control and traffic sign recognition. All of this is powered by just 2 cameras located at the top of the windshield. Wow! The rear end of the Crosstrek is protected by Subaru's blind spot monitoring system at highway speeds and a rear cross traffic alert system in the parking lot. The Crosstrek also features a standard rear camera and optional reverse auto braking at the limited trim level. So equipped, the Subi can automatically brake to prevent an accident if it detects an obstruction or pedestrian in its path while backing up. Next, we come to the engine bay where the Crosstrek's 2.0-liter, horizontally opposed boxer 4-cylinder engine has seen tweaks and revisions for the 2018 model year. Power is stated at 152 horsepower, while torque sits at 145 pound-feet. Those aren't particularly impressive numbers, but the tall wagon manages to feel lively enough when accelerating. A 6-speed manual is available, but most examples will put their power through a continuously variable transmission, CVT. The CVT has the advantage of improved fuel economy. The EPA estimates 27 mpg in the city and 33 mpg on the highway, a 4 mpg advantage across the board compared to the standard gearbox. I averaged 27.4 during my week of testing. At the upper trim levels, the CVT can be had with paddle shifters, but they don't add much at all to the performance. The manual shifts were slow and revealed annoying dips in the power band. Left in its automatic setting, the CVT did a better job of keeping the engine in the neediest part of the torque curve and returning the best acceleration and responsiveness. Like every other Subaru, that's not a BRZ. The Crosstrek comes standard with the automaker's symmetrical all-wheel drive system. For 2018, the system gets upgraded with active torque vectoring, a brake-based system that uses light pressure on the inside wheel when turning to help the vehicle rotate around a bend. It's not true torque vectoring, but the Crosstrek feels more dynamic than before. The all-wheel drive system is also upgraded with a new X-Mode off-road traction program with hill descent control and, for CVT models, a hill start braking assist that prevents rolling backward when lifting from the brakes on a hill. The changes to the Crosstrek's design language are subtle, but a side-by-side comparison with the previous gen reveals a more muscular body, new headlights and larger wing-shaped taillight. Beneath the sheet metal, the Crosstrek rides on the automaker's all-new global platform, the same platform you'll find beneath the new Impreza. The Crosstrek preserves the old car's 8.7-inch ground clearance, that's more than a Cadillac Escalade or Chevy Tahoe, as well as its impressive approach, departure and brake-over angles. The robust suspension, tallish ride and standard all-wheel drive make the Crosstrek surprisingly capable on rough dirt trails. Subaru claims a massive 100.9 cubic feet of interior volume, which is more easily accessed for this generation thanks to an enlarged rear hatch opening. Even the doors seem to open wider than average. The rear swing to nearly 90 degrees for easy loading of cargo, car seats, etc. Fitting with its rugged aesthetic and off-road capability, the Crosstrek is fitted with a standard roof rack that can be used as a mounting point for a bike or board rack. The 2018 Subaru Crosstrek starts at $21,795 for the base 2.0i model, but our close to fully loaded limited with its stick upgrade tips the scale at an as-tested $30,655. The sweet spot in the lineup is the mid-year $22,595 premium model. That gets you access to the optional eyesight driver rate tag, $1,395, but saves a bit of dough by skipping leather trim and a few other amenities. You'll also have to go without the larger infotainment display or TomTom navigation, but with standard, and arguably superior, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you'll make do. Add $1,000 for the CVT and $915 for destination charges to reach my recommended price of $25,905. The 2018 Crosstrek fixes most of my nitpicks with the previous generation while keeping intact everything I already loved. It's spacious, comfortable and reasonably efficient. You can actually drive it over fairly rough trails. And now it's packing new modern tech that makes it much easier to live with and safer on the road. The Subaru will inevitably be cross-shopped with the likes of the Mazda CX-5, the Honda CR-V in their ilk, many of which boast better on-tarmac performance. However, for those active types who want to take their small SUV off-road, the closest competition comes from Volkswagen's new Golf Alltrack and the Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk.